Narayana Hari, Narayana Hari, Narayana Hari, Narayana. Great friends, another day, let us try our best to remind ourselves of the ultimate goal as well as the means to it by little more getting informed, little more getting inspired, little more getting initiated. This is the minimum which we can do of listening to our Shastras, Upanishads to make us remember what is our ultimate goal. Even if this is gone, totally we are into the delusion of the world and worldliness by our own choice and get fully lost in it. Let this study of Shastras value be known by us, importance is known by us, necessity is realized by us, and the need of its being more consistent, more intense be realized by us. Then by these three methods, one method of by not adding the new nonsense, method two by doing our best with whatever the resources we have in spite of all difficulties. Third, by invoking Ishvara Guru Krupa, that this spiritual pursuit of ours should become more and more definite, intense to the point day by day. All the three are important. Without Ishvara Guru Krupa, nothing will happen. Today we will see in our Gita itself, Lord Krishna says, through Ishvara Prasada only the Jnana will come. Second is, we have to do whatever we can do, maximum, both with whatever facilities, conveniences we are given, and also in spite of whatever difficulties we go through because of our prarabdha, etc. And the third important precaution is not to add any new thing which takes us away from spirituality. By taking care of all these three aspects, let us become more intense, deep in our Shravana, Manana, Chintana, Adhyayana, Ityadi. Friends, Loka Sevakadi Vyaktitvas, we have to understand, we have to strengthen them in us, and also, as now said, Parabrahma, Ishvara, Jagannatha, Devata Gana, Guru Gana, Shastra Gana, Krupa is very much required for us, not once a while, but continuously, constantly. Krupa of theirs is in giving us guidance, which we have to follow, in giving us the strength, which we have to make right use of. For this purpose only, we are studying the Upanishad, Shwethashwathara Upanishad, fourth chapter, once more in one more shloka. Means in every of the shloka, again we are informed, inspired, initiated, empowered by the Rishi Parampara on this path divine, on this path towards excellence. Miles to go for us in terms first of thoroughly studying, understanding subject. Secondly, in managing our all equipments. Third, in managing our day schedule and whole life schedule. Fourth, in consistently doing the best sadhana in the best way. So many things are there for us to do. So let us more and more focus on that. Let us see in our 17th mantra what is the guidance we are given today. Before that, our Vedic chanting, common sense thought, Mangalacharana Shloka Sankalpa, Upanishad Mantra Ucharana, as we do as part of our sadhana every day. Vedic chanting we do to express our devotion to Vedamata, Shrutimata, and also to the Rishi Parampara, with the prayers both to reveal to us the meaning and give us all strength, willingness to follow the Vedic way of life. Common sense thought we are seeing just to refresh our minds, intellects regarding our outer life so that it's an asset for our spirituality, not a liability. Then the Mangalacharana Shloka to invoke the grace, Sankalpa to be specific as to why we are doing these classes and spirituality. Upanishad mantra Ucharana is to become familiar with the words of the Upanishad and naturally the adhyanam of the mantras with the Bhashya is our main purpose in which the sadhya sadhana jnana is revealed to us. Same we are doing through Gita also the next class, then the Mandukya in the afternoon, Skanda Purana followed by it, Sri Ramacharitamanasa. What a beautiful text. In the evening, Uttarakanda, almost 93, 94 days we are doing. Then our the best of the whole lot, Sri Adi Shankara's to the point guidance in all his Prakarana Granthas. Welcome you all, friends, for another day of delightful efforts in spite of whatever events and odds and inconveniences of health situations, etc. we have outer or inner. Let us be on our path to give the training to ourselves. Continuously, we are doing these classes. So the Lord is providing the prarabdhas, providing the opportunities and freedoms, and we are also trying our best every day to be on this path. I think this is the best way to slowly get unfolded in exactly knowing what to achieve and what to do for that and how to do. Right, let us do our first thing of Vedic chanting, ninth mandalam of Rigveda. Today we'll be doing the mantras from 76 onwards. Anuvakas 76, 77, 78, 79. If the time permits, the 80th, five of them. Just enjoy. Om Shri Vedamatre Namaha Shri Veda Rishibhyo Namaha Shri Veda Jnanaya Namaha Om Atha Veda Parayanam Rugvedaha Navamamandalam Atha Shat Saptatitamanovakarabhya Om Dharta Divah Pavate Krutvyo Raso Daksho Devanamanumādyo Nrubihi Harihi Srujano Atyo Nasattvabhirvruta Pājam Sikrunute Nadishva Shuro Nadatta Ayudha Gavastyo Swaha Sishasan Ratirogavistishu Indrasya Shushmam Mirayan अपस्युभिरिन्दुर्हिन्वानो अज्यते मनीषिभिः इन्द्रस्य सोमपवमान ऊर्मिणा तविष्यमाणो जठरेष्वाविश प्रणः पिन्वविद्युदभ्रे वरोषस्रोदसी धियानवाजागम् उपमासि शश्वतः विश्वस्य राजा भवते स्वदृश ऋतस्य धीतिं ऋषिषाडवीवशत् यः सूर्यस्यासिरेण वृज्यते पितामतीनामनमष्टकाव्यः वृषेव योधा परिकोशमर्षस्य उपस्थे वृषभः तनिक्रदत् स इन्द्राय पवसे मत्सरिन्तमो यथा जेषाम समिते त्वोथयः 76 एष प्रकोशे मधुमा अचिक्रददिन्द्रस्य वज्रो वपुषो वपुष्टरः अभीमृतस्य सुदुघाघृतश्च्युतो वाश्रा अर्षन्ति पयसेव धेनवः स पूर्व्यः भवतेयं दिवस्परिष्येनो मताय दिशितस्थिरो रजः समध्व आयुवते वेविजानैत्कृशानोरस्तुर्मनसाः बिभ्युषा तेनः पूर्वा सौपरास इन्दवो महे वाजाय धन्वन्तु गोमते ईक्षेण्यासो अह्यो न चारवो ब्रह्म ब्रह्मये जाजुषुर्हविर्हविः अयन्नो विद्वान् वनवद्वनुष्यत इन्दुः सत्रा चामनसा पुरुष्टुतः हिनस्य यः सदने गर्भमादधे गवामुरुब्जमभ्यर्षति व्रजम् चक्रिर्दिवः भवते कृत्स्यो रसो महा अदब्धो वरुणो हुरुग्यते असाविमित्रो वृजनेषु यज्ञियोत्यो न यूते वृषयुः कनिक्रदत् प्रराजावाचं जनयन्न शिष्य ददपो वसानो अभिगा इयक्षति गृह्णातिरिप्रमविरस्य तान्वा शुद्धो देवानामुपयाति निष्कृतम् इन्द्राय सोम परिषिच्यसे रुभिर्नृचक्षा ऊर्मिः कविरज्य सेवने ऊर्वेर्हिते श्रुतयः सन्ति यातवे सहस्रमश्वा हरयश्च मूषदः समुद्रिया अप्सरसो मनीषिणमासीना अन्तरविसोममक्षरन् ताईं हिन्वन्ति हर्म्यस्य सक्षणिं याचन्ते सुम्नं पवमानमक्षितम् गोजिन्नः सोमो रतजिद्धिरण्यजित् स्वर्जित् अब्जित् भवते सहस्रजित् यं देवासश्चक्रिरे पीतये पदं स्वादिष्टं द्रप्समरुणं मयो भुवम् एतानि सोमपवमानो अस्मयुः सत्यानि कृण्वन् द्रविडान्यर्षसि जहि शत्रुवन्तिके दूरके च य उर्वीं गव्यूतिमभयं च न स्कृधि 79 अचोदसो नो धन्वन्तिन्दव प्रसुभासस्वानासो बृहद्दिवेषु हरयः विचनशन्न इशो अरातयोर्यो नशन्त सनिशन्त नो धियः प्रणो धन्वन्तिन्दवो मदच्युतो धनाभा ये विरर्वतो जानीमसे तिरोमर्तस्य कस्यचित् परिहृतिं वयं दनानि विश्वधा भरेमहि उत स्वस्या अरात्या हरिर्हिष उतान्यस्या अरात्या वृकोहिषः धन्वन्न तृष्णा समरीतता अभिसोमजहि पवमानदुराध्यः दिवि तेनाभा परमोय आददे पृथिव्यास्ते रुरुः सानविक्षिपः अद्रयस्त्वा बप्सति गोरधि त्वच्चप्सुत्वा हस्तैर्दुहुर्मनीषिणः एवात इन्दो शुभ्रं सुपेशसंरसं तुञ्जन्ति प्रथमा अभिश्रियः निदं पवमाननितारिष हविस्ते शुष्मो भवतु प्रियो मदः सोमस्य धारा भवते नुचक्षस ऋतेन देवान् हवते दिवस्परे बृहस्पतेरवथेनाविदिद्युते समुद्रासो न सवनानि विव्यचुः यन्त्वा वाजिन्नग्न्या अभ्यनूषतायो हतं योनिमा रोहसिद्युमान् भगो नामायुः प्रतिरन्महिश्रव इन्द्राय सोम अवसे वृषा मदः इन्द्रस्य कुक्षा भवते मदिन्तम ऊर्जं वसानः श्रवसे सुमङ्गलः प्रत्यक्ष विश्वा भुवनाभिप्रपप्रते क्रीडन् हरिरत्यः स्यन्दते वृषा तन्त्वा देवेभ्यो मधुमत्तमं नरः सहस्रधारं दुहते दशक्षिपः नृभिः सोमप्रच्युतोऽग्रावभिः सुतो विश्वान् देवा आपवस्वा सहस्रजित् तन्त्वा हस्तिनो मधुमन्तमद्रिभिर्दुहन्त्यप्सु वृषभं दशक्षिपः इन्द्रं सोममादयन् दैव्यञ्जनं सिन्धोरिवोर्मिः पवमानो अर्षसि ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. That's good. Krishna Vasudeva, friends, by now an idea must have come to all of us that the life is fulfilled when it is spiritual, and spiritual is when we establish in it. Establishing in it happens when it is a habit. Habit is formed when we continuously do. Continuously doing happens when we start doing and do not stop. So, throughout the day, what to do if you ask? Only this: start doing, do not stop. To whatever the level, the abilities that day permit, health permits, the obligations permit, the duties permit, the other unexpected situations that come. Let all of them come. They have only one purpose of exhausting our prarabdha. While going through them, starting with the idea of doing minimum to the idea of doing maximum, continuously, relentlessly, with Shraddha and with clarity. What to do? We have to keep on doing. In today's second class of Gita, little more clarity regarding this comes to us. Good, we are on the path. Let there be no vagueness regarding what we are doing. We are trying to become steady in our understanding about the absolute truth as well as the outer and inner things to be done for that, for reaching it. Friends, in the common sense thought, in last 4 days, we were delving on the most important topic of the yogyata, the desirability for the spiritual beginning, spiritual doing, spiritual growing, spiritual reaching, spiritual establishing. We were discussing under the title of Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampada. Almost we have gone through. The four sadhanas are 1. Viveka, 2. Vairagya, 3. Shama Dama Uparama Titiksha Shraddha Samadhana, named Shatka Sampada. That also is Sampada. Sadhana Chatushtaya itself is a Sampada. In that again is Shamadhi Shatka also Sampada. Sampada means Samyak Padyate Prayatnena iti Sampada means that state of being which is achieved by our beautiful due efforts. And along with achieving it, maintaining it also. Isn't it? Is not everywhere you see. People try to achieve some status and position and they want to maintain it. A president post, a prime minister post, or a name and fame in the society, or I am in the top now, isn't it? Or I'm a richest person. In whatever, achieving and staying there remains ambition of everyone. Like we want to be happy and stay happy all the time. Same way, sampada means samyak pada. Pada means status. Samyak means well reached with well efforts. Samyak padyate, sampada. So in that we can reach that beautiful covetable state, but by our efforts only. Then as it is said in Gita, Uddared Atmana Atmanam, Na Atmanam Avasadayet, having reached to that state, equally necessarily it becomes important to stay there, not to fall down. And from there, having established there, moving further. It's like a climbing a mountain. So you reach to some level, see that you don't fall, stabilize there, and then go further. And then little. That's how the great mountaineers reach the great summits of the various mountains and peaks and hillocks. Spirituality also the same one. In the understandings, in the sadhanas, in the experiences. We have to keep on reaching to the higher and higher stages till we reach the peak, the summit. And see to it that we don't come back or fall down. All that is called as sampada. So therefore, sadhana chatushtaya is a sampada which we have to achieve and stay in that. In that, after Viveka Viragya, Shamadhi Shatka also is a sampada which we have to earn it and maintain it without losing it. What is this? Mhm. Right, friends? These meanings, definitions that are given even to the titles also are very essential. One of them is this Sampada Samyak Padyate. Okay. Then in the six of them, Shama, Mano Nigraha, Dhamma, Chakshuradi, Bahyendri Nigraha, Uparatihi, Swadharmanushthanameva, Titiksha, Sridoshnadi, Sahitshutvam, Shraddha, Guruvedanta Vakyadisa Vishwasa, Samadhanam, Chittaikagrata, all of that. Then the last was the Mumukshata, isn't it? That intense Mumukshata, desire. Yesterday we saw the relation between all these four. If you remember, Viveka hai, then only the Vairagya will come. With Vairagya only, the next Shamadhi Shatka Sampada is Arthavan, and the Shamadhi Shatka Sampada is Phalavan, only when there is Mumukshata. Vairagya is strengthened through Viveka. Shamadhamadi are strengthened through our practices. Mumukshata is deepened, intensified by all the three sadhanas of Vairagya Shamadhamadi and the addition of Prasadena Guroho Pravruddha Suyate Phalam. If that is not there, Viraktatva Mumukshu is not there, be attentive. If the Vairagya towards the world is not 100% matured, if the Mumukshata, that I want to get liberated from all these bondages of the upadhis by knowing the self. This is called Mumukshadana. Ahankaradi dehantan bandhan ajnana kalpitan swaswarupa bodhena moktumicha mumukshata. If this side, the mumukshata, both of them, if they are not there, all our sadhanas, they are like naam ke vaste done, like the water on the mirage, which are appearing to be there, but never they are useful to quench our thirst. Isn't it? दिखता है पानी लेकिन हमारे प्यास को नहीं बुझाता हो. So to देखने के वास्ते are all our sadhanas, but our piyas of, our thirst of freedom from all miseries, thirst of eternal happiness, never are achieved. That is the meaning of Marau Sariravat Tatra Shamadher Bhanamatrata. See, before addressing the student in more than 520 shlokas about the entire Vedanta summary, before embarking on that journey of teaching all that itself, in the beginning, in advance only, the Guru Maharaj in the text Bhagavan Shankara exhaustively talks about this sadhana chatushtaya sampada. Same is in any of the Vedantic texts. First, the yogyata, the arhata is explained. Not to neglect it, but to master them. Right? Now, with this sadhana chatushtaya sampada, we go to Guru. Guru will have his own means and techniques to test whether we are thorough in them or not. If yes, immediately he owns us. If not, he gives us for some more time to again get established in this. He also provides all guidances and facilities to get established in these things. If you have become fit, again he owns us. If you are reluctant, not recognizing, realizing the need and importance of these sadhana chatushtaya sampada, therefore not learning them, not mastering them, then either the Guru will send us away or we will only leave the Guru and go. Because this adhikaritva of sadhana chatushtaya sampada, when it is not there, we cannot stick to that path. Think about it. That so many people in the beginning days, very genuine, very sweet and very simple and good hearted. But that's not sufficient. The minimum these Chatushtaya qualification is required. But they don't value it. Therefore, they themselves feel heaviness of the spirituality, leave it completely, go back into the worldliness. But luckily for them, in this life, that journey might have ended. But again, next life, another opportunity comes. From all those examples, we have to learn for ourselves that we must master these things and prove to our Guru that we have all of them, each of them thoroughly understood, thoroughly practiced, thoroughly mastered. Right? Then let us say we have got all of them. We are with the Guru. Then, as we said yesterday, testing us in all of them, finding us to be perfect in that. Now the Guru teaches us the Tattva Jnana. And before that, some yoga sadhana he will teach us for the Chitta Vritti Nirodha, etc. Some upasanas he will teach us, some japa adi sadhanas he teaches us. Most importantly, some upasanas he teaches us to invoke the grace of the Lord, the higher powers. ये सारे unsaid but होते हैं. Like in Viveka Chudamani, after telling all these sadhana chatushtaya sampada, immediately after that, within next two, three shlokas only, he himself says, with little difference in the definition. What he says, moksha sadhana samagryam bhaktireva gariyasi swaswarupānusandhānam bhaktirityabhidīyate. Then swatmatattvānusandhānam bhaktirityapare jaguhu. Karki, three times he talks about the bhakti. Moksha sadhana samagriyam. In the samagri which helps us in moksha, bhakti eva gariyas. The biggest is bhakti. But because he'll have to talk about the ultimate Ekameva Advaya Brahma, he redefines bhakti. Swaswarupanusandhanam bhakti ritya vidiyat. Swaswarupa anusandhana only the bhakti he says. Then swatma tattvanusandhanam bhakti ritya pare jagu. So there he never brings throughout the text about the Ishvara, Saguna Sakara and do the upasana of them directly. But when he uses the word bhakti and when he starts with the text only with the namaskara to the Lord Guru, all it indicates that it is necessary. And then thereafter he talks about कि from all bondages, the only solution is through the jnana achieved through vichara. Because avichara kruto bandha vicharena nivartayet. अस्तिपायो महान कश्चित संसार भयनाशनः तेनात्यंतिक संसार दुःखनाशो भवत्यनु वेदांतार्थ विचारेण जायते ज्ञानमुत्तमं तेन आत्यंतिक संसार दुःखनाशो भवत्यनु वेदांत अर्थ विचारेण जायते ज्ञानम उत्तमं तेन आत्यंतिक संसार दुःखनाशः भवति अनु. See the spashtata and saralata in each of the words, how clearly he speaks there. So the Bhakti Upasana also is taught by teaching us the Vivek Tattvamasi Mahavakya Upadesha. Vicharana also he will teach us. Through some Japa Upasanas, he will teach us the Chittavarti Nirogatmaka Yoga Sadhana. And anyway, we are fit there with our Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampada. These are all the things that are minimum with thorough understanding we have to be mastered. Not only to stick to the spiritual path, but also to do the best and see the result of the doing in the form of clear conspicuous experience also, or change also, or transformation also, or the evolution. स्पष्ट मुझे खुद को पता होना है कि क्या करना है, मुझे पता है और मैं उसको कर रहा हूं, ये भी मुझे पता है और उसका रिजल्ट मुझे हो रहा है. दिस आल्सो है. That's the beauty. Nothing is vague in Vedanta. If the vagueness is there, it is in our non-understanding, in our nidrasthiti of the buddhi, in our non-application, in our non-training our equipments. All this again because of the lack of first two things. विवेक वैराग्य नहीं है तो फंसे रहते हो दुनिया में, then we are not qualified for spirituality. Right? Now after these 9 of them, Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, Dhamma, Uparamati, Diksha, Shraddha, Samadhana, Mumukshutvam. With that we went to Guru. Guru tested, he trained us. Now, as we saw yesterday, he teaches us. The Upanishad and the summary gist of the Upanishad is Brahma Atma Eka Bodha. The Jagat is Mithya, the Adhisthana of the Jagat is Brahman. And you, the Panchakosha Yukta Jiva, also is Kalpita. The Adhisthana is Atman. And that Brahman is, the Atman is one. And that is you. This is called as Brahma Atma Ekabodha, which is taught through hundreds of sentences. So all these sentences in which the essential, final, ultimate jnanam, that you are Brahman is taught, they are called as the Mahavakyas. So Guru gives us Mahavakya Upadesha. We have to do the Shravana of that Mahavakya Upadesha. So after the Shamadhi Hatka Sadhana Sampada, next step is what? Guru Upasadhanam. Next step is what? Guru Sharanagati. Next step is what? Doing whatever the Guru says and becoming qualified and fit for him to teach us. These are all not necessarily specifically specified every time, they go without saying. And the result of all of that is when the Guru finds we are fit, he does the Upadesha. He does the Mahavakya Upadesha. In that, the essence is Brahmatmaikya Jnanam. So all Upanishads, in whichever the way they start discussion, finally they come to this only, that neither the Jagat is real nor you are real. Both of them are superimposed on some third reality. So the Drashta, Drishya, both are superimposed on some substratum, something beyond these two. So when you transcend these two, that you will experience which you are already. That is the whole goal. So Brahma Atma Eka Bodha. Then Brahma Atma Eka Bodha is taught through Mahavakyas, all the 4 of them. I'll just, for your information's sake, 2 minutes we'll talk on that. The 4 main Mahavakyas, of which the Guru teaches us the Shravana. Matlab, we do Shravana from the Guru's teachings. When the Guru teaches, we do Shravana. The Prajnanam Brahma from the Aitareya Upanishad, Tattvamasi from the Chandogya Upanishad, Ayamatma Brahma from Mandukya Upanishad, Aham Brahmasmi from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in the Maitreya Brahmanam, that Aham Brahmasmi comes. In the Mandukya Upanishad, that Ayamatma Brahma comes in the second mantra only. In that Chandogya Upanishad, Tattvamasi Shwethashwathara, it comes in the 6th chapter. So to the first one, the Prajnanam Brahma, as the last but one sentence, it comes in the Aitareya Upanishad. For our information, once for all, first among these 4, as a sequence, as told by many gurus, including Bhagavan Adi Shankara, is the Lakshana Vakya. The Lakshana Vakya is that which tells the Lakshana of that Parabrahma Tattva. The Tattva, the truth, the reality, the substratum, the essence, whichever the word you use. The Lakshana is, it is Prajnanam, Prajnaptihi. So Prajnanam Brahma is the Lakshana Vakya among the 4 Vakyas, which tells the Lakshana of the Paramatma Tattva. So what is the Lakshana of Paramatma Tattva? Prajnanam, Prajnaptihi, pure consciousness. Like yesterday, we chanted in that last mantra of our Brahmagnanavali Mala, which is not yet studied, but we chanted. See that? Antarjyotihi, Bahirjyotihi, Pratyakjyotihi, Paratparaha, Jyotirjyotihi, Swayam Jyotihi, Atmajyotihi, Shivosmyaham. So 6 times the word Jyotihi is being spoken in that mantra. That Jyoti is Prajnanam, that pure awareness, pure consciousness, exclusively, only. That is the Brahma Swarupa, Brahma Lakshana, for our intellectual grasp to aim it. Okay? How to reach to that Prajnanam Brahma? The Upadesha Vakya, Bhagavan says. Aitareya Upanishad talks the Lakshana Vakya, Tattvamasi, the Chandogya Upanishad talks about the Upadesha Vakya, which we spoke just now, Tattvam Asi. You are that is the Upadesha. So that is the Ishvara with all his Maya Upadhi. This is you. Tvam is you are the Jiva with your Avidya Adi Upadhi. Free from the Upadhi, Ishvara himself is Brahman. Free from the Upadhi, Jiva himself is Atman. That Brahman and here Atman, both are one. Asi. This is what the Upadesha, which intellectually has to be understood, then that should be aimed at to reach out in our experience. This will be explained in 54 or 2 mantras in a beautiful text, Vakya Vritti, by Bhagavan Adi Shankarji, which we will study in a month's time. After this Brahmagnana Adi Mala, we have another text, Atmatattvanusandhanam. Then we have Manisha Panchakam and other one. Then we will have this both texts, one after the other. One talks about the Tattvamasi Mahavakya in 53 mantras. Another text, Laghu Vakya Vritti, it is called, talks in 18 or 22 mantras, 18 I think. The Aham Brahmasmi Mahavakya explanation, how to thoroughly understand. See, we have to love all these subjects. We should have the desire to study them, inclination to study them, that willingness to understand them, the willingness to be in that field and know that this spiritual field is totally different and exclusive from the field of being extroverted, being worldly. Therefore, we should understand and accept that that has to be given up to enter into this field. And we should really practically do that. इन सब चीजों को समझने के लिए ही टाइम लगता है. That is called maturity. Whenever we use the word maturity, that means the understanding of these things. The necessity of giving up this to take up this fully, wholly, exclusive. Okay, friends. After this second Mahavakya, which is called Upadesha, third comes now Anusandhana Mahavakya. After understanding with the Upadesha, now we have to do the Anusandhana. Anusandhana is tuning ourselves to that Tattva, which is proved as one without second through the Upadesha Vakya of Tattvamasi. That Anusandhana Vakya is from Mandukya Upanishad. Ayam Atma Brahma. Ayam means this. Atma means self. Brahman means is Brahman. It's very close sentence. This Atman is Brahman. First of all, I am Atma. I am the self. Which is self? Which is beyond Vishwatayesa Prajna, which is beyond Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, Avastha, Abhimanis, 3 of them. In Mandukya Upanishad, in that language, it is explained. So first the Atman, the Turiya Atman is made to realize who is beyond the 3 avasthas. Then we are told that Atman itself is one without second everywhere. He is called Brahman. So realize the Atman, realize the Atman to be Brahman. This is called as the Anusandhana. It's also Mahavakya, but it tells us to do the Anusandhana with that Brahmavastu. First, reject the Upaditadatmya Jiva Bhava comprising of three individualities in three avasthas. Jagrata is called as Vishwa, Swapna is called Taijasa, Sushupti me I am called as Prajna. Vishuddha is a Prajna Atita is Turiya Atma. And I am Atma. This Atman is one without second. Is called as Brahman. इसका अनुसंधान करते जाओ. When the anusandhana is done for sufficient period of time, continuously, then it leads to the fourth Anubhava Vakyam, the sentence Mahavakya, which tells us the Anubhava. That is that of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. It's called Aham Brahma Asmi. It's the Anubhava Vakya. There's no doubt now. Aham Brahma Asmi. So these are the four Mahavakyas. Mainly told, other than this, every Vakya where Tattvajnana is told, Atmajnana is told, in whichever the language, all of them are called Mahavakyas. Whichever the language means Upanishadic language. Like that, in every Upanishad, there will be minimum 3, 4, 5. In some Upanishads like Taittiriya or the one which we are studying, Shwethashwathara, there are 100 Mahavakyas. Because every shloka is telling us, you are that, you are that, you are that. So wherever we are told we are that, that is a Mahavakya. We have to do the Shravanam of it. Okay, friends? So what Guru teaches, or who is called as Sadguru? The one who teaches the Sadvastu alone is Sadguru. Okay? Having heard that now sufficiently, we have to go to our own Ekanta Sthala. Then we do the second sadhana of Mananam. Right? I told you after the 9, 3 more. Among the 3, the first was Shravana, now the second is Manana. The 11th sadhana is Mananam. You and I are now doing the Shravana sadhana every day by coming to the class. But before that, the 9 things that are there are not. It is very subjective. You think and know for yourself about yourself. I will think and know about myself for myself. And then the 10th one, 11th one, we have to start doing. If somebody has started, you are lucky. Where Mananam is happening of this entire Upanishad, and in that entire Upanishad, the Mukhya Mahavakyas, where the Jiva Brahma Aikya or Atma Brahma Aikya, both is done by the Guru on the basis of Shruti. See, it is said like this. This was the logic given. Oh, it is like that. Oh, it should be thought like that. Oh, it should be understood like that. Oh, this was my earlier either ignorance or wrong notion. Isn't it? They have to be replaced by this knowledge and right understanding. Through this manana, that heard knowledge is made doubt free. First, it is made a knowledge. Second, it is made free from doubt. Through manana, what happens is the jnana becomes sustira, jnana becomes drudha, jnana should become samshayarahita. Isn't it? It should be firm, deep, as well as doubt free. This is called as the second manana sadhana. This also has to go on happening till that drudha nishchaya happens. Thereafter, the last, from our side, what we have to do is nididhyasanam. In that nididhyasana, with mananam, whatever the conviction we got about ourselves, we try to avoid in that. Abide, ABID. We try to avoid our otherwise identities. We try to avoid in this identity. So through the Shravana and Manana, when I got convinced that I am that Satchitananda Brahma, in the Nididhyasana, Sthiti meditation mein we try only that. I am Sat, I am Chit, I am Anand. In that trying to do efforts, every of the other Upadhi Tadatmya is rejected because they don't fit to this definition of Satchidananda or Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Isn't it? All the Upadhis are Asat because they have the Janma and Marana. They're all Achit because they're all Jada. They're all Anananda. Because of the identity with them only, there is dukkha. Example is waking and dream. We don't have dukkha in sleep. We have dukkha only in waking and dream. What is that which is not there in sleep? Therefore, there is no suffering. Therefore, what is that which is there in waking and dream because of which we suffer? Our upadhis only. Therefore, all dukkha is in upadhis. Therefore, the upadhi tadatmya I have to reject. I am not these upadhis. That's the meaning of manaha, buddhi, chitta, ahankara, adi na aham. न च श्रोत्र जिह्वे न च ग्रहण नेत्रे न च व्योम भूमि न तेजः न वायु. Then who are you? What I have understood through Shravana Mananam. What is that? Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivam. All such texts by our Bhashyakara, Puja Bhagavan Adi Shankara are for all the three purposes. Some of them teach predominantly the Shravana, few of them teach us the Mananam. A great text like Brahmajnana, Malimala, Ityadi, they teach us the Nididhyasana. In that Nididhyasanam, slowly the glimpse of Anubhuti comes. Once and it goes away. Again we try, it comes. Maybe this time more deeper, little longer. Again we are slipping back to the identities. In that way, karte karte, more time we are in that Anubhuti. Less time we are pushed into this by the force of still existing any of the deeper residual reasons. कुछ भी कहो उसको और थोड़े वासनाएं हैं प्रारब्ध है कुछ धीरे करते 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 without coming back into this upadhi tadatmya fully by our choice we establish in that anubhuti. Thereafter no forceful coming back into worldliness. That is called vikalpa rahita atmanubhuti. That's called as nirvikalpa atmanubhuti. After that, be attentive. By being in that anubhuti only, for the sake of vyavahara, the upadhis are brought, they are used without missing our atmanubhuti, whenever that is required. So therefore, imagine all the Jivan Mukta Purushas, what is their way of expression? They are always in that nirvikalpaka sthiti of atmanubhuti. Staying in that only. When any of the disciples go, ask them any of the prashna regarding sadhana, they tell them that thing. While telling only, they are in that atmanubhuti, but the upadhis are also brought for doing that work. Once that is over, they are back to their own anubhuti. In that anubhuti only they are. So that anubhuti of Aham Brahmasmi is not disturbed in them, even though they express through the upadhis. So this is what is our final goal to be reached or achieved. I am in the anubhuti, Aham Brahmasmi, that's it, that's final. Any other doubts, questions that are there, they all are answered in the bulk of all these Prakarana Granthas as well as the Upanishads and any other texts. As we said the other day, to give us inspiration, we need examples. The examples ke vaste hi all the Puranas, Itihasas. Purana Itihasas are the texts which give the examples about the great rishis, munis, yogis who have done all these sadhanas and reached to that goal. So when we read them, the possibility of that becomes acceptable to us. When we accept it is possible, then only we start doing. When we do, then only we reach. Okay. Now, in all these three sadhanas of Shravana, Nididhyasana, in one shloka, again in Vivek Chudamani, all this we'll study again in the evening when the text comes. He says the importance of each of these sadhana. I really love that shloka. Shrutehe shatagunam vidyat mananam mananadapi nididhyasam lakshagunam anantam nirvikalpakam. So Shrutehe shatagunam vidyat mananam. 100 times more qualitative valuable is mananam than the shravana. 200 shravanams is equal to 1 mananam. Nididhyasanam laksha guna. From the manana, laksha guna more valuable is equal to nididhyasanam. Means laksha mananam is equal to 1 nididhyasanam. Then anantam nirvikalpakam. The ananta guna great is the nirvikalpa sthiti. Then the nididhyasana sthiti. More will explain in the evening when the text comes. Shrutehe shatagunam vidyat mananam mananadapi nididhyasam laksha gunam anantam nirvikalpakam. See the greatness of our Upanishadic rishis when they gave the whole thing clearly. And our recent modern rishis, gurus like Adi Shankara, etc., who gave us the explanation of that Upanishadic mantras, first in Bhashyam, thereafter through Prakarana Granthas. To that glorious Tattva Parampara, Vedanta Parampara, Adhyatmik Parampara, Moksha Sadhana Jnana Parampara we belong to. So should we not own that identity? Should we not fulfill that blessings or that call opportunity? Think. This is how we inspire ourselves. Who else is there to inspire us? Just like who else is there to destroy us? To destroy ourselves, it's we only, the Karana. Where instead of this knowledge and information, we have all other information by our choice gathered, by which we become worldly and destroy ourselves. In this way also, to grow, to develop, it is by our choice only. Such a beautiful things that are widely open to us. In this, there is no competition. उसमें पूरा competition है. And there, even if you gain it, you are a loser because no gain is permanent. But this is something different. Once you gain, it is once for all, it is yours. So think about all this and come to the conclusion that right now I have decided for me, the goal is only Paramatma Tattva. Now let me restart. How do you restart? Again, sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikarinam. वहां से शुरू करके become qualified for the shravanam, then do the mananam, then reach to nididhyasanam, then aim at nirvikalpakam, and then stay there. Don't tell me where is the ambiguity in all that. Very, very clear. Then once those who are ready for this, then from that next portion of some 80th mantra or so, the next 500 slokas in Vivek Chudamani, in Upadeshastra in 1000 slokas, Shankara Bhagavan keeps on guiding us in Shravana Manana. How to do Shravana, how to do Manana. Both of them when we do, we have the clear knowledge which can help us in doing Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana is to establish in the self about which we are already convinced because of Manana. Manana is that sadhana by which we get clear conviction about the Atma Jnana which we have done the Shravana from the Guru. For doing that Shravana, we have to have the sadhana chatushtaya sampada. This either we gain by ourselves or gain it with the help of the Guru. Better is second one. Be in the company of the Guru to assuredly and definitely and what do you call it? Quickly we get those sadhana chatushtaya sampada. Independently you can have that. Nobody says not possible, but more difficult, more delaying. अब गुरु के चरण में जाओ तो वो हमको हेल्प करते हुए ये साधना चतुष्टय संपदा भी दिलाएंगे, देन श्रवण भी कराएंगे, मनन भी सिखाएंगे. Then at the time of Nidhyasana, we are ourselves with our gained knowledge. That else takes us to the Nirvikalpa. So 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 or 6 days we have spent for this. I believe it was good, sufficient exercise. I'll do this again after 5, 6, 4, 5 years again, or when the evening text comes. So we have spent every day more time in these last 6 days for this Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampada under the title of Common Sense Thought than the actual Upanishad study. Maybe it's a reminder from our Gurus and the Lord. भैया इन सब में तैयार हो जाओ because we are ready to bless you. Already we are blessing you with such a beautiful knowledge. Just refresh yourself. Are you able to use this knowledge or not? If not, that means you are lacking in Sadhana Shastra Sampada. Unko pao. Don't worry, we are only in 4th chapter. Halfway is there. 5th to 6th chapters also are there. In throughout that next 2.5 chapters, the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana opportunities will continuously come to you. But that you will be able to encash only when you have sadhana chatushtaya sampada. So just refresh yourself. Maybe it's a reminder to us from the Rishi Parampara, from the Guru. So a good exercise. Now, only the talking has been done here in the class by me, listening by you. Again, like the earlier time, should we neglect these things and leave at them only at the talking, listening level, or put our due efforts to thoroughly master them? If we master them, then the Shravana will happen effectively of the remaining 2.5 chapters of this Upanishad and other Upanishads. Manana can be done effectively. We can try Nididhyasanam, and who knows, in this very life, that Nirvikalpa Samadhi Anubhava Sthiti will come to us. Again we listen, more clarity. Again we listen, more clarity. Isn't it? जितने बार श्रवण मनन करो उतने स्पष्टता आता है. And one thing is sure, कि remain only in this field. थक गए तो सो जाओ, और थक गए तो take up the saguna upasanas of the Lord. But don't go away from this protected zone of only spirituality into the worldly zone, where again the Viveka lost, Vairagya lost, Samadhis are lost, the Vasanas are formed, the wrong habits are formed, the world is given reality, world is valued, world is desired for. ये सारे में फिर से फंस नहीं जाना. उन्हीं में से तो आ रहे ना. Again this care we have to take. Just like in any aspect, that I gained health, regained health from a diseased position with lots of medication, precaution and all. फिर should I not continue to be in a disciplined manner, not allowing to relapse that disease? बोलो हो physical में. So to the financial state. Somehow somebody helped in investments we have done. So we got money, we are now sound in finance. Should we not be careful to avoid all those wrongdoings by which again we become bankrupt? Somehow we changed our attitudes, our ways of talking, our intentions, our relativity with the world, that now, thank God, nobody is my enemy. I am not enemy to anyone. What a great achievement. Now, should I not continue that type of decent behavior and decent attitude to maintain that decency of relative life? Should I again go back? In the same way, once we have come to this, of course, the toughest of the life's journey of spirituality, should we go back again to the old ruts and insult ourselves, insult the Guru, insult the gods who have given us this opportunity? ये से वाले थॉट्स हमको फिर से उस नाले में जाने नहीं देते, गंदे नाले में. Think about it. May God bless us in all this. He's already blessing. May He bless us to realize His blessings, utilize His blessings, actualize the blessings. Om 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 Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यम् ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानाम् ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् ॐ भवयेव भवानिति मे नितराम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदम् ॐ परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन मोक्षप्राप्ति अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति सनातनधर्मसंस्थापकानां निरन्तरदिग्विजयः श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनरभान्ति तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्य अभ्यंतर शत्रु समूल शाश्वत निर्मूलन पूर्वक वैदिक हैंदव संस्कृते धर्म मोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां भारतवर्षे विश्वेषु संप्रतिष्ठा वाप्ति अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थं कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहमथ पारायणार्थे षष्ठोऽध्यायः in the sixth one six we have chanted friends four let us chant ॐ तमीश्वराणां परमं महेश्वरं तं देवतानां परमं च दैवतं पतिं पतीनां परमं परस्तात् विदामदेवं भुवनेशमीड्यं न तस्य कार्यं करणं च विद्यते न तत्समश्चाभ्यधिकश्च दृश्यते परास्य शक्तिर्विविधैव श्रूयते स्वाभाविकी ज्ञानबलक्रिया च न तस्य कश्चित् पतिरस्ति लोके न चेशिता नैव च तस्य लिङ्गम् सकारणं करणाधिपाधिपः न चास्य कश्चित् जनिता न चाधिपः यस्तन्तु नाभ इव तन्तुभिः प्रधानजैः स्वभावतः देव एकः समावृणोतु स नो दधातु ब्रह्माप्ययम्. Beautiful mantras. Thank you. Now the mantra number 17. Chant it. Beautiful it is of the fourth chapter which we have to study with the Bhashyam. Om Esha Devo Vishwakarma Mahatma Sada Jananam Hrudaye Sannivishtaha Hrudamanisha Manasa Abhikluptaha Ya Etad Viduhu Amrutaha Te Bhavanti. Again, Esha Devo Vishwakarma Mahatma सदा जनानां हृदये सन्निविष्टः हृदामनीषा मनसा अभिक्लुप्तः य एतद्विदुः अमृताः ते भवन्ति. So Upanishad mantras are like this. In this type of Upanishad mantra, there will be literal meaning, which is very informative, gross. Behind that literal meaning, there will be very highly sublime, indicative meaning, which is revealed to us mainly by our Bhashyakara, by explaining to us the contextual meaning of every word. That explanation of the meaning of every word, thereby every sentence, thereby total shloka, thereby the total purport of that prasanga or the topic, all that is called Bhashyam. So, with the dictionary, we know the literal meaning of the words. But with the Bhashyam, we know the indicative meaning and purpose of these words. So, we have to be consciously grasping the indicative meaning of the words, sentences, and shloka with the help of the Bhashyam. That is called Shravanam, Adhyanam, Mananam, and Avagahana, understanding, doubtless understanding. Naturally, through the Mananam, what Avagahana, understanding, conviction we got, we do Nididhyasana. In that Nididhyasana, the Viparita Bhavanas keep on going away. Then the Anubhava of the self starts slowly revealing. We told you Abhavana goes with Shravana, Asambhavana goes with the Manana, Viparita Bhavana goes with the Anubhuti, Nididhyasa. So Abhavana means there is no self at all, the world is real. That is removed by the introduction of the self through the Shravana. The Asambhavana, that no, I cannot be the self, is removed by the Manana and Nischaya Purvaka Jnana. Still, living as a Upadis, Jiva, called as Viparita Bhavana, is replaced by the Anubhuti achieved through the Nididhyasa and establishing in that. Exactly. I am Sharira now. I have nothing to do with the self. In this Anubhuti, as we are now, through all these processes of sadhanas, when the higher state of fulfillment comes, the experience will be the same but the opposite. The doubtlessly I am the Brahman, the Atman alone. I have nothing to do with any of these kalpita upadhis, not only deha, but all the upadhis. इधर से उधर का अनुभव होता है ना? Like in anybody's life also. I am fully independent. I have nothing, nobody to depend on. We begin that. Suddenly some student, useless fellow or felly comes in our life. Then we chipkofy with them. Then we become so slave that I cannot be without that person or object. Then after getting sufficient kicks, slowly we get withdrawn from that. Then slowly we reach to a level that have nothing to do with anything or anybody or that body. Now I am fully independent. होता है कि नहीं अपने जिंदगी में कितने लोगों को चीजों को दिल देकर बैठे और रोते गए देर आफ्टर धीरे अपने दिल को वापस लिया फिर उसको दिमाग में लगाया और दिमाग को परमात्मा में लगाया as we do in the world so to here. Who are you now? I am the pakka deha. I have nothing to do with the self, which is a zero level. What is the 100% level? Means fulfillment of spirituality. I am the self, the Brahman, the Atman. I have nothing to do with all this kalpita jiva jagadishwara on me. That is the whole thing we are studying. Luckily in our evening, Brahmagnana Vadimala. Every shloka is talking that. That's a very good complimenting for our morning Upanishad class. Okay, now this mantra is Esha Devaha Vishwakarma Mahatma. As we said just now, the literal meaning Eshaha Devaha, this Lord Vishwakarma is not Vishwakarma Jati, he is the creator of the Vishwa. Mahatma is not an ordinary person as you think, he is Mahatma. See, we feel that we have understood the meaning of these words, but how vague and incomplete is our understanding. Many times wrong also. Only through Bhashya we understand the meaning of those words in that context. You know, every word has 3-4 meanings, isn't it? Which meaning is fit at what level? Which context? That's what Bhashyakara helps us in knowing. Whether it is in Gita Bhashya or Upanishad Bhashya. So, Esha Devaha, what is the Esha Devaha? You know, the Prakrita Brahman. What is the meaning of Vishwakarma? We have to study. What is the meaning of Mahatma? We have to understand. Then, Sada Janana Hridaye Sannivishtaha. He is always in the heart of everyone, fully, permanently established. See the poignancy or pregnancy or importance of the meaning of this sentence. That Sada always Jananam, of all beings, Hridaye, in the hearts, Samyak, fully, firmly, thoroughly, Nivishtaha, established, is this Paramatma. Not that when you become spiritual, that now from somewhere or nowhere or anywhere, he comes in our heart. No. Eternally, always, he is established in everyone's heart. It is we who are not focusing towards him, we were focusing always somewhere else. See the pregnancy of the meaning of this word sentence, that Bhagavan Paramatma हम सबके रिकॉग्निशन के लिए वेट करते हुए एज इफ हमेशा हम सबके दिल में है. See the power of this sentence. Sada sarvesham jananam hrudaye samyak nivishta. Means what? It is we who are lacking our attention towards him. We were not at it. That's why we have not realized him. That is why the other mantra in other Upanishad, Esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudotmana prakashate. Sarveshu bhuteshu gudahatma. But na prakashate. Why? All our attention is somewhere. So drishyate to agriya buddhya sukshmaya sukshmacha. In the same way, another Upanishad, Paranchikani Vyatrudat Swayambhuhu Tasmat Parang Pashyadini Antaratman Kaschit Dhiraha again Pratyagatmanamaikshata Avruta Chakshu Amritattvam Icha. Or Sarvasya Chaham Hridhi Sannivishta. Or Ishvaraha Sarvabhutanam Hriddeshe Arjuna Trishtati. Everywhere same thing is said. Everywhere we have listened 100 times, but nowhere we have understood, because every time while listening, we were in every place, but not in this class or in this subject, because we don't have the sadhana chatushtaya sampada mastered. As simple as that. So sada jananam hridaya sannivishtaha, then hruda manisha manasa avikluptaha. Hruda manisha manasa avikluptaha. Manasa are these three sadhanas. Avikluptaha is he is realized. In this way, the one who realizes him, ya etet viduhu te amrita bhavanti, they all are liberated, become immortal. Mean they transcend all janma varana samsara. Now these things, each one with the Bhashyam, we have to thoroughly study. 1000 चीज पढ़ने के बजाय एक को 1000 बार पढ़ो till is thoroughly understood is more valuable effort, meaningful effort. So tomorrow we will focus on studying this mantra with every word, with Bhashya every word. In the same way, next mantra. So anyway, we are studying highest of the texts called Upanishads. And what is there to complete the whole Upanishad series and then become worldly? है ना, हो गया, सारे उपनिषद पढ़ लिए, अब क्या कर रहे हो? मैं ना गोलगप्पा बेच रहा हूँ. Again back to the same world. Instead of that, stay in the study of Upanishads only. Every day, even it takes 20,000 lives till the self is realized. Otherwise, like some people, हाँ हमने 3-4 गुरुओं से सारे उपनिषद 1-2 बार सुन लिया. अब क्या कर रहे हो तुम? नो, आई एम बिजी इन माई बिजनेस. वर्ल्डनेस गया ही नहीं. हमको भी अगर मैं पूरा उपनिषद कर दूंगा, यू मे गेट रियलाइज, बट मेरे को लगेगा अरे सब कुछ हो गया, अभी करूं क्या? बैक टू द नॉनसेंस of the worldliness. Because of that only, I am not completing Upanishads. It's not the Upanishads that have to be completed. It is we who have to fully establish in qualifications, establish in sadhana, establish in siddhi. So let us study steadily, thoroughly. Let us meet tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasa Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Parabrahmane Parabrahmane Shruthi Namaha. Om Tatsat Brahma Arpanavastu. Those who have time, come to study Gita for some 20 minutes.